presented by EA Sports in association with the PGA Tour. Just a spectacular setting here in the Pacific Northwest. We're at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington. And Frank, what can you tell us about this golf course?
Well, it's almost like a nature walk out there. It's built amongst these wonderful sand dunes. As far as trees are concerned, there's only one really that comes into play. The rest are all in the distance, so you feel very much at one with the elements. It's kind of nice, actually, just going for a little stroll out there like that. Refreshing.
Down to the first tee now to get the round going, and a stout par 4, Frank.
Yeah, straight out of the gates. The wind obviously very important here. If you were to play it into a head breeze, this would be just a mammoth hole, just under 500 yards. Fortunately, with a little prevailing breeze, though, it'll shorten up considerably, but will bring that bunker on the right in play. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Now the approach here at hole number 1, and Frank, what are we looking at?
Well, semi-blind, but it's fine. Just a little peek and you can see what's in front of you. Really no bunkers down the left side. If you do miss down there, a little chip back up the hill, but it's a big enough green.
On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Well, you could see he thought he had that.
It looked in the whole way until the end.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie. Oh, this is a huge putt. It's in.
This is a 16-footer. One under early in the round. Just a little tap in here. Did the job right there. Now at the second and a medium-length par 4, Frank.
Yeah, a slight dogleg to the left, rather long, skinny green here. Well bunkered all the way down the left side. Really anything down the right and the natural contours of the land should kick that ball a little to the left.
You can see a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. Wayward from the tee, and this one is headed for the rough, Frank.
Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. And into the thicker stuff.
Let's see if he can bludgeon this one out.
Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Second shot coming out of the rough here. This is a good-looking shot. So on the putting surface, and taking a good look now at this birdie putt here at the second. He's normally really good with these. Hunter Mahan now with the approach.
There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Sometimes you get breaks, and he got one right there.
Yeah, I guess the bunker was a little smaller than I thought it was. It looked doomed for that.
And this attempt will be from about 130 yards. This is a pretty long putt here. You'd be happy to get this to within 2 or 3 feet. You really want to take the stress out of that next putt. Just singes the edge, Frank.
Yeah, but at least he's burning the edges. You know you're hitting good putts.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
This one has a good line.
Normally you'd be happy to take 2 from there. What's one going to feel like? Great putt.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. It's a -2 early in the round. Just a tap in to finish the hole. Still even par for the day. At the third tee now, Frank, and what are we staring at here?
This green is anything other than symmetrical, so be very, very cautious on where the flag is. Anything in the middle of the green you can putt to the corners, well, if you can call them corners. More like ragtails, but beautiful par 3.
You wouldn't call that a miss hit, but it wasn't his best. That one just sort of drifted right and a long ways from the flagstick.
Should be safely on deck.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus. You've got to be kidding me. That was right on the edge.
I tell you, he wants a do-over there.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. No problems early. Looks good.
Does look good. This bodes well. We might be in for a very, very low round today.
Mahan trying not to mess up his scorecard too badly. This one's for bogey. Running a little hot right now. Cool down just a little bit. So just a formality here. So 2 under early on. Frank, standing here on the 4th tee at Chambers Bay, you can see what this golf course is all about with those dunes on the left and all that sand down on the right. A lot of trouble here.
Yeah, first hole, Rich, really that bends to the right, but if anything, you want to keep the tee shot down the left side. It's going to give you a better angle to the green. And unlike the 2 previous holes, this fairway slopes to the other direction, to the right.
Frank, not the longest hitter, but sometimes you win tournaments by putting it in a good spot, and that's where we are right here, 280 yards out.
Yeah, 280 down the middle of the fairway. That'll never get you in trouble.
And from the fairway for his second shot here. Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. Frank Hunter, Mahan's built an impressive resume with WGC victories, a playoff win, and appearances at the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, one of those World Golf Championship events in the match play, he beat none other than Rory McIlroy in the final. He's been one of the steadiest players and one of the most efficient players tee to green over the last 5 to 10 years.
That one is in the bunker. That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Just a bit offline and into the bunker. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know, it might just go in.
In the greenside bunker, Frank, little bit of a problem. This is a cross-country special. Just ideal. Good speed on that putt and just a tap in remaining. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. And with that putt, he moves to 3 under. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Henrik now to only lose 1 shot. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. So with that, 3 over par now for the round. Well, Frank, here at the 5th, and I'm not sure about my chances at a hole that's called free fall. I mean, are you kidding?
Well, should be free fall for you, that's for sure, and free fall for a lot of people playing it today. Hole looks straight away, but you'll see it starts to pinch in, that fairway that is, by bunkers left and right, and those bunkers come in exactly where you're trying to hit your tee shot. I've seen some long tee shots, but it's the advantage to tee that ball up. Get it up there quickly, get the wind behind you. It's amazing how far you can hit it.
Frank, I think that's going in the bunker.
Looks like it.
Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. We are about 170 yards from the hole. Frank, that reminds you of maybe what, the greatest bunker player of all time? Frank, what do we have with the approach shot here at the 5th?
Just got to be cognizant of that bunker. That's you can see it there. That's just central front of this green. You've either got to go around it, or if you're good enough, then you go straight over it. But you've got to have a ton of spin on the second shot.
Yardage book says 140, second shot.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. And he has it, Frank.
I don't believe it. This is an awkward length.
Like Ben Crenshaw right there, just so smooth.
Well played before.
Shouldn't be a problem here. Well holed, now to 3 under par. Frank, now at the 6th, this appears to be a testing par 4 long one.
It is, but once again, a generous fairway. Just use those mounds down the left as an indicator on your line. Hole bends a little bit to the right. Good tee shot, though, and everything is in front of you. You know, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. So that ball nestles down in the rough. Just got away a little bit on that tee ball. That is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark. Oh, I liked that.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster. Instead, I see a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Setting up for another approach, our featured golfer has continued that excellent play from earlier in the round.
Indeed, there's no better feeling in the world than when you know you're firing on all cylinders. Hitting fairways, second shot's just going straight at the flag. Right now, everything is working.
Good, clean contact and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up. Frank, what do you think about this approach here at the 6th?
Well, one of the few greens here that's protected on both sides. Rather narrow green, and you can see really what happens if you miss. Bunkers left and right. Plus there's a couple of ridges, so club selection is important here.
In the bunker, still with a chance for an up and down. So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, whom you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, it was, they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or two. Aimed the club at that and made sure they followed through.
So frustrating sometimes on the greens, isn't it? Drop shot here at the 6th. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Right off the edge.
Just a fraction softer, then it might have just turned in.
Has this now for bogey. -3 now for the round. This to drop one shot for Henrik. Just a little tap in here. Did the job right there. On the 7th tee now, it is over 500 yards from the back tee.
Yeah, this is called humpback, and you can see why there's all those mounds and undulations between you and the hole, plus all that amazing bunkering down the right side. All to be avoided, really. If you can do that, then you get a decent look at this green. But yeah, you've mentioned it, 500 plus yards. It's going to play longer than that uphill. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Wayward from the tee, and this one is headed for the rough, Frank. Second from an excellent lie. Frank, the approach here at the 7th, and there's a lot to consider here.
There is. The green at the front is much wider than what it is at the back. It's almost like a tooth or a molar shape. So, you know, that front portion, when the flag's there, definitely a birdie hole. Just got to be a little cautious when they put the flag on the back.
He's knocked it on the green, but not in a great position. This is a difficult chance coming up here. Long birdie try. Second shot coming out of the rough here. And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
He'll need to be strong with this.
Well, that's a smart shot. A lot of people would have tried to be a little more heroic from there, but there was no need.
Back on the fairway, back in play. Needs a pair of binoculars to see the hole. Might be. Could be. Oh, he's gonna love it.
How far was that? That was miles away.
And getting ready for the putt. Oh, do that. See if Mahan can make his par. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. And he makes it for a bogey here. Now to the 8th and a long par 5, Frank.
Fortunately, there's no bunkers, just the dunes either side. The hole looks a little narrow off the tee, but get down there, you're going to realize that's a fairly generous fairway. There's a little bit of mounding in this green, too, that actually slopes it back towards the player. So use that to your advantage.
Uh-oh, this one's going left, Frank. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break. Well, where this ball's going, there's no fairway there, only rough.
And into the thicker stuff.
Let's see if he can bludgeon this one out.
Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Well, that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. Nice position, short grass, second shot.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit. Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
And from the rough, he manages to not only make the green, but get within easy striking distance of the hole. This looks to be at least an extra club, maybe 2 clubs going way up that hill to the green. Frank, the approach shot here at the 8th, and what's a player looking at?
Well, you've got no bunkers really to worry about, but obviously a lot of undulation. You can see there that if you use the contours, that ball's going to kick around a little bit. Relatively narrow, but this is not a problem. You can go in here low or high.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Oh, he's going to love it. Great putt. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Really has a feel on these greens. That is another birdie. This is impressive. Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Drops the putt to go to 2 under. Rounding out the front side here at Chambers Bay with a par 3, the 9th.
Well, the tee is nearly 100 feet above the level of the green, so you can see everything. This is one of the best views on the golf course. A fairly lengthy par 3. Obviously it's stout, just over 200 yards, but you can see the green off that elevated tee, and this requires your best shot.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. This is a 19-foot putt.
Oh, good roll, good putt. It's that sneaky distance.
Wow, what a birdie. Putt drops, now at 1 over par. Moving on to the back 9 here at Chambers Bay in the state of Washington. I'm Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. Frank, what's the 10th hole all about?
Dunes left and right, hence the name High Dunes. Obviously split the fairway there. But one of the factors of true links golf is you normally get to putt in the calm. The dunes protect this green from all the wind, so a relatively flat putting surface.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot, he is on the fairway, over 300 yards. That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. Digs in, ready for the bunker shot.
Yeah, second shot here. Just try and aim a little bit behind that ball, an inch or two.
Sit down. Get down.
Oh, this is going.
So the second of the par 4 goes begging, and now I'll have to rely on the short game.
Yeah, but a short game, as we all know, can redeem a lot of mistakes. See if he does it here. Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. All right, Frank, what's the best way to approach the 10th?
Well, this is probably the flattest green on the golf course, Rich, and really, if you miss this green, you've made a mistake. There's no two ways about it. It's probably the most predictable second shot you're going to have on the golf course.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good, line looked good, just did not take that final break.
You know how to play this shot, Frank, right? You keep your chin up, you look down your nose at the ball, you have to pick it cleanly and keep your head still. Well, how do you like that? He's holding. Just a phenomenal play right there. Locked in on the read and the speed. So a tester from 4 feet. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. So just a formality here. Did the job right there. Stepping up to the tee here at the 11th, Frank.
It looks straightforward. You'll see a big dune in the middle of fairway. You can really take that out of play. Get it down there as far as you can. You're going to need to. And then from there on in, it's really just trying to find out exactly where you want to land that second shot so that you can get it on the right level. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle. Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster instead. Actually, a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
Second from an excellent lie. Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up, it's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
The 11th hole, Frank, what's the right way to get at it?
Just got to be cognizant of that ridge that cuts through the middle of this green, that sort of turns this green into one simple green and all these little complex sort of sections. That's the biggest thing, but that's also, you realize very, very quickly, you're playing links golf today.
Probably going to have to hit one more club here, Frank. Little bit uphill. Good swing, good shot yet again. He'll be pleased with that. The approach shot is about 12 feet away. Third shot, looking for a good one. Frankie has to be scratching his head as he reaches for a sand wedge or a gap wedge for his next shot.
Well, you know, the FedEx Cup, Rich, I mean, you're meant to get there by 10:30 tomorrow. That thing's still going.
Settles in over the putt. Wow, I can't believe he found the cup on that one.
Clean up on aisle 5.
This is a bogey try for Hunter Mahan. This is a 13-footer. Well, that's how you keep a round going, make putts just like that. So, with that, 3 over par now for the round. The 12th here at Chambers Bay is known as the Narrows. What's the play here, Frank?
2, really. You could just sort of iron it down there, have a little wedge or a pitch in there with no sweat whatsoever. Or, if you want to have a little bit of fun, if you can drive it over that bunker that's just short left of this green, you might just putt for an eagle. Common thread here, rough, rough, rough.
Wrong way again.
Rich, do you think we should tell him this fairway out there?
Yeah, he's been in the rough all day long.
This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Frank, this one is veering far to the left. In the thick stuff.
Thick, it's brutal out there.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Well, Frank, as we know, golf is not played generally on a flat surface, and here we go, uphill.
Yeah, and the uphill lie is going to guarantee you more loft than normal. So you're going to have to counteract that with maybe an extra club.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Right off the edge.
Just a fraction softer, then it might have just turned in.
Not a gimme, but well within his range. Good stroke, just came up empty. Just 5 feet left. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
No fireworks, but not bad. That's a par. Stays at 3 over. And that's in for a par. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Four under on the day. 13th hole now, it's a dogleg right, par 4. Frank?
But at 534 yards, you need an eagle eye, which is the name of the hole, to find exactly where you want to hit this. Doglegs to the right. There is a fairway that's plenty wide to accept a good tee shot. And then from there on in, it's actually a relatively straightforward second shot, providing you can miss that bunker that's just short in the middle of the green. Oh, that was sweet. Straight down the middle.
Nice position, short grass, second shot. Set for his next shot from a good position in the fairway. Frank, how impressive has this round been considering the strong winds?
Oh, it's remarkable, Rich. You look at everybody else out there struggling. This has been a round to savour.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Settles in, looking to knock it in tight. Frank, the beauty of golf, we're not playing inside a dome with no wind. You have to be able to handle the elements.
You do, and that's really where the better player comes through. On a day like today, anything around par is going to be a good score, so just adjust your own mental par. And it was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back?
Now the third shot for Hunter Mahan. Wow, what a shot.
What are the chances of making it from there?
Frank, you like his chances to walk away with a par here?
Well, with a good shot, Rich, yeah, that's certainly on the cards in that. And you think you just write a par down at the end of the hole. Don't tell anyone about it. It certainly won't affect the scorecard at the end of the day. So that's the goal right here.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. And he has it, Frank.
I don't believe it. It's at sneaky distance.
And Rick now to only lose one shot. Frank, this is the fifth par 4 in a row, and they're not easy. This one here at 14, really a daunting tee shot.
It is. That's why it's called Cape Fair. A true Cape hole in golf, Rich, is when you've got to decide how much you want to bite off when you hit across a slight dogleg. And this one, really, you're going to be rewarded the further left you can go. There is one little bunker in the middle of the fairway that you have to avoid. That's going to be 320 or so yards off the tee. This hole, 546 yards, you're going to see a variety of second shots, or the length of second shots here, determined purely by the bravery of the tee shot.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
I mean, that is a monster hit right there. He carried that more than 350 yards. This is the second shot at the par 4. Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance really for birdie, but really it was a rather poor approach shot.
Frank, what do you want to do with the approach here at the 14th?
Just use that, the mounding that's sort of supplied there in front of you, the right side of the screen, maybe kick it towards it. There is a, sort of runoff area to the left, but then all of a sudden you're in the sand. So keep the ball slightly right of center. Second shot. Should be safely on deck.
In the greenside bunker, Frank, little bit of a problem. That is always so disappointing from that kind of a spot when you come up short.
Yeah, you're licking your chops over that one. A shot you think you could hit directly at the flag. Now, test for the short game.
Long putt here. This will require a good touch. Be very happy with that one.
Yeah, lag putt, I mean, really, it's unrealistic to try and make those. So anytime you can two-putt from there is a good result.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Could it be? Wow, I can't believe he found the cup on that one.
Clean up on aisle 5.
8-foot putt here. This to drop one shot for Henrik. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. That's a par, stays at +2. Frank, normally in a golf course, you don't want to spend too much time in the trees, with the trees, around the trees, but part of me wants to go up and hug this tree because he's all alone. It's the only tree on the whole golf course.
Well, I know you're a tree hugger, Rich, I really do. But at 246 yards, when they play this off the back tee at the US Open, believe me, nobody's hugging that tree. They're just trying to make 3.
Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. Headed for the bunker? Well, he'll have to get up and down from the bunker to save his par. Well, in the sand, but it has been raked nicely, looking for something positive. He'll be pretty happy with that one. About 20 feet away, in a good spot. Frank, there's nothing like catching a bunker shot just perfectly. Splashes out, lands softly, and just runs up to that hole.
Yeah, it's like 3D. There's the component in the strike where it's going to land, and then the third part of it is how much will it roll.
Now from the bunker.
Yeah, just a little splash out on this par 3.
Lining this one up for par. You've got to be kidding me. That was right on the edge.
I tell you, he wants to do over there. Really? This is an awkward length.
That is a cross-country putt right there.
Up and over the ridge. That's a seagull.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Needs birdies at some point, but will take the par to stay at 2 over. So just a formality here. And a tough hole. Henrik now for bogey. Getting set to take on the finishing holes here at Chambers Bay. How do you do it in the right way, Frank?
Well, when you look down this fairway, obviously everything slopes left to right. That makes this hole actually play a little bit more of a dogleg to the right, even though it doesn't look it. And then, of course, that green up ahead, it's like a tabletop. So precision here is absolutely paramount.
He's going to have to find something, Frank, other than the rough.
Yeah, there's hitting it right and there's hitting it left, but when you've got to go out of both barrels, the game becomes hard.
That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards.
This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. Not quite what he was hoping for. The tee shot in the bunker. Second shot coming out of the rough here. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Frank, what's the danger here on the approach to the 16th, considering the green is really pretty small?
Well, obviously it's a short par 4, so you know that the problem's going to happen up ahead, and that's exactly what it does. This is probably one of the smallest, narrowest greens at Chambers Bay. And you can see it slopes dramatically from left to right. That has to be taken into consideration with the second shot.
Anything you do differently with your setup?
Just dig my feet into the sand a little bit more, but make sure you focus on the exact spot on the ball you want to hit.
Either misjudged the win or simply just pulled the wrong club, Frank.
Going to take some skill now. Listen, Muttonhead. Lay off the button, okay? Lay off the button. That little green thing down there, that's where you're meant to be going, okay?
You never pulled the wrong club in your entire career.
No, my caddy did.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
How did that stay out, Frank?
Did everything but go in.
Now this putt from 23 feet. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law.
He has this for par. Rolls in the par putt, stays at +2. So they'll tap in. Did the job right there. That puts them at 4 under for the round. Just 2 holes left to play. Now a par 3, the 17th, 218 yards, and all sorts of trouble, Frank, down that right.
Well, if you weren't beached at the 16th, then there's a chance you can be derailed, which is what this hole's called, at 17. Difficult par 3, you can see the bunker there in front, and once again, wind conditions. This is going to probably require one of the best tee shots, especially in the closing stages of a US Open.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. Birdie try up next.
And an awkward little bunker shot. Just splash it out, let the ball run towards the flag.
Did the smart thing there, Frank. Took his medicine, back out onto the fairway. Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
This one just requires a little bit of focus. Oh, he's gonna love it.
How far was that? That was miles away.
Just a couple of feet. Two over for the day. No problem at all. Good putt and stays at 4 under par. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course.
Just a bit offline and into the bunker. Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker. Headed for the bunker? Oh, a bit unfortunate. Wasn't able to avoid the sand trap. Just a good solid tee shot right there, about 280 yards. Frank, just a slight miss off the tee. He's in the fairway bunker.
Yeah, just really got to pick the right club once again. Sometimes you take a little bit more club out of the fairway bunker, choke down.
The second shot. Out of the sand and back on the fairway.
Yeah, good shot. Just really utilized that little bit between the ears. Realized he couldn't reach the green and instead opted for fairway.
So Frank, out of the bunker and back into play.
Yeah, the late Bobby Jones used to say the hardest shot in golf's always the next one. Well, by getting the ball back in play, he just made that a little easier.
Let's see what Hunter Mahan can do with this approach.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Great way to finish off the final approach shot with a birdie opportunity. Frank, you want to finish with one good swing here, the approach shot to the 18th hole.
I don't think there's a flat putt on this green, Rich. There's so many different sections. We said the course was like a maze. This 18th green can be like a maze. If you're on the right portion, then obviously that certainly helps. But there's so many different levels to this green.
This from 105 yards with a little wind at his back. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read.
That was a good run at it, Rich.
Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
How does that not go in?
Amazing. Stroke looked good, line looked good, just did not take that final break.
See if Mahan can make his par. Oh my gosh, that hurts.
Whoa, that was unexplainable. I thought that was easily going to be a par.
Now I'll have to focus, try to make bogey. With that, moves to 5 under par. Putt for par. Needs one. Still playing even for the day after the par. Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. And he makes it for a bogey here. Well, Frank, this day had it all, didn't it?
It certainly did, Rich. It's always nice to play parkland golf where you play the ball through the air. But every now and again, when you get the opportunity to play a golf course like Chambers Bay and you get to see how the game was really invented, it can be played just as well along the ground as it can through the air.